Major changes are announced and already approved by this administration when it comes to SNAP food stamp benefits, and this could affect millions of Americans. Starting with, more states are restricting junk food from SNAP benefits. You think this is it? Well, no, it's not. It follows up with this, as Trump law will cut food stamps for 2.5 million people as work rules widen. Remember, this is from The Guardian. And around 7 to 8 million Americans will be affected by this new rule. And this is not it. In the midst of everything, there's a good news as well, which can actually increase your food stamp benefits significantly. What you need to do, how you can save yourself, and how you can receive that increase. I'm gonna give you each and every detail, but all I need is just a little favor. It takes 2 seconds to please hit that like button on this video. So without any further ado, let's start the video. So let's start the video with this very important update, and we are talking about SNAP food stamp rules that can devastate your current financial situation, or it can actually be a good thing for you. Well, look at this. Republicans-led cuts to public assistance programs carried out at the behest of Donald Trump's administration will lead to 2.5 million fewer Americans receiving food stamps, among them families with children, the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office CBO has found. Now, this is from The Guardian itself, but you need to know about this rule, then we'll move towards that increase that you've been waiting for. Well, first thing first, this rule is cruel, according to a number of analysts and experts, and a number of lawmakers are opposing this new rule that can actually break families. You heard it absolutely right. You know, under this new rule, around 2.5 million Americans will stop receiving their benefits. Around 8 to 9 million Americans will see their food stamp cut in half. Well, let me just tell you what is this rule all about. Now, if you are an able-bodied person, you have to work at least 80 hours a month. That is 20 hours a week. If you're not doing work, you're not gonna get food stamps. But there is a problem. So there is an income limit, or you can say a poverty limit, 130%, right? You have to meet that, otherwise you will not get food stamps. So what's happening right here? A number of people, when they work 80 hours a month, of course, in many instances, when they work 80 hours a month, they will get money right from the work that they're doing. And that money actually takes them out of that 130% threshold. And that's how they become ineligible for food stamps. You heard it absolutely right. How tricky is the situation, right? You work, you will lose the food stamps. You don't work, you will not get the food stamps. And this is the trick that a number of analysts and experts are saying that this administration is using on Americans. Well, we are not sure yet, but one thing is very important, that yes, benefits are slipping away from American people. Well, they are waiting for more relief, and now we are seeing this. Well, at the same time, a number of analysts and experts are saying this is a great opportunity for this administration to actually put America back on their feet and put Americans back on their feet so they can work again. But remember that not every American can work. They have conditions, they are senior, or they are disabled. What about them? Well, there's an answer to it as well. Well, under this new rule, if you are disabled, or if you are 65 and up, let me repeat it, if you are 65 and up, or if you are taking care of someone or a kid who's 14 years and younger, you are exempt from this 80-hour work rule. But other than that, it doesn't matter what sort of problems you have, what sort of difficulties you are facing, or you have any other condition, you are not eligible for food stamps. And that's where this whole debate starts. Why this is happening? And at the same time, a number of parents are complaining about this. More states are restricting junk foods from SNAP benefits. Well, now Texas is the new state that actually banned junk foods. Now, you cannot buy soda, you cannot buy sweetened drinks or desserts or candies, but a number of parents are protesting. They're saying, why? Well, we are already going through a very difficult situation financially, and a couple of candies or these desserts or soda actually bring joy to our kids. So why you are banning these items? If you have to ban something like alcohol or tobacco, but you need to understand that these items are already banned. You cannot use your food stamp card or SNAP card or EBT card or Lone Star card. Well, every state has its own name to buy these things. So now you cannot buy junk food, which is a great step according to a number of analysts and experts. But a number of parents are protesting. They're saying, no, it's not a great step because you don't have kids, so you don't know about it. Well, let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this step? Now, going back towards that work rule. Well, the estimate published on Monday forecast that the number of people receiving food stamp benefits in an average month would drop after Republican lawmakers expanded work requirements to some parents, older enrollees, and others. Moving on with more detail. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, is SNAP, formerly known as food stamps, in 2024 served an average of 41.7 million people monthly, or 12.3% of the US population. So 12.3% Americans actually receive food stamps, and we call it the wealthiest nation in the world. The federal spending on the program amounts to almost 100 billion and benefits average 187.2 a month. Now you need to understand, an average benefit that the person is receiving is $187.20 a month, which is actually not enough to get by a week. Yes, you heard it absolutely right. Well, giving 12.3% Americans food stamps is actually a great thing. It shows that how courteous and how economically strong the nation is, but cutting the food stamps is simply not the solution. Let's say that even 3% from this 12.3% number people stop receiving their SNAP food stamp benefits. What would happen? Homelessness will increase, and at the same time, crime will increase. What will they do? Well, they have no means to actually feed their kids. So the crime will increase as well as homelessness, because of course they will use the money that whatever they had to actually have a roof on their head. That's what a number of analysts and experts are saying. Well, let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this whole situation? Because this is shocking. But Trump's congressional agenda bill, which President signed into law in July, requires parents of dependent children to work for their food stamp benefits. The SNAP program has long required certain able-bodied adults to work to receive benefits longer than 3 months. This is shocking. But the bill broadened the requirements to parents' dependent children, requiring that those with kids ages 14 and older now needs to work, volunteer, or participate in the job training of at least 80 hours monthly. Now, if you have kids who are 14 and up, you have to work. It doesn't matter what sort of problems or difficulties you're facing, you have to work, which is a great thing, but remember that not everyone's situation is the same. Well, some people are struggling with some other things, but these are the things that a number of analysts and experts are saying that this administration is doing in rush. They have to transition it in a very slow manner. They have to actually make Americans realize that they matter. So just announce some sort of employment programs or some sort of relief, like a monthly relief, and then take away the food stamp benefits if you need to. But this is not the way. And that's what a number of analysts and experts are saying, because they're saying that it will actually create a chaotic situation, especially when the recent July inflation report is 2.7%. Yes, the inflation is going up. And a number of analysts and experts are saying it's because of the reciprocal tariffs or some other factors. But Americans only need some sort of relief. When it comes to the food stamps, they deserve their food stamps if they're eligible for it. So changing the rules overnight, it's not a solution. That's what a number of lawmakers are saying. Well, let me know in the comments below, what is your point of view about this? Well, do you support these new work rules or not? Do you support the banning of junk food or not? And how you are affected with these new rules? Well, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care and have a nice day.